Welcome back, yogis. How are we all doing? Are we feeling fit and well today? Fantastic, it's good to hear. Today's session is going to be on yoga for anxiety, stress relief, and a mudra to help boost the immune system. So during the current times, we'll probably find this quite helpful. So if you can all give me the thumbs up, are you ready to go? Let's sit down then. So we're sitting down and starting off in Sukhasana, easy pose. Swell the legs out in front or cross, sitting yourself on a block, whatever feels most comfortable for you. And just relaxing in the shoulders. And then just bringing the hands into Anjali Mudra prayer position. And closing your eyes and just bowing your head. And just starting off with gentle breaths in and out through the nose. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. And trying to make your breath a little bit longer and deeper. It may be quite short at the moment. If we find that we're holding on to things that we need to let go of. And now taking the hands into the Linga Mudra. So interlacing the fingers. Keeping the right thumb extended and cross your left thumb over the right. To the heart center, keep your head bowed, close your eyes. And the Linga Mudra is a good mudra to practice to help to boost your immune system. It starts to create that heat and fire within the body to help burn any infections away. Ideally, if you can practice up to 15 minutes a day, you will start to see the benefits. Or maybe break it up into small pieces. And maybe 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the afternoon, and then maybe 5 minutes in the evening. And then blinking the eyes open, releasing the hands, raising the arms all the way up to the sky. Big inhale, exhale, arms out to shoulder height. So we're going to get rid of some of that infection in the body. We're going to throw it all away. So bring the hands to the heart center. And then big inhale, take them out wide. On the inhale, start to look over the right shoulder. Exhale, bring the arms back together. Inhale, take the arms wide, really throwing them all the way to the back. And keeping hold of that inhale as we look over the left shoulder. Exhale, bringing everything back together. And then inhale, right shoulder. Exhale, back together. And then inhale, left shoulder. And then coming all the way back to center. And then reaching the arms all the way up to the sky, big inhale. And then dropping the right hand down either to the hip or to the mat, lateral stretch. Reaching up and over and just holding it here. And feeling the lengthening up the side of the body. And then big inhale coming back to center. And then exhale all the way over to the left. So easy pose. It promotes inner calmness. And coming all the way back to center. Hands to the heart. And then removing the block or anything that you may be sat on. Giving the legs a little shake if that feels good. And now bringing the soles of the feet together. So they can be as close to the body, as far away as you prefer. And then really sitting up tall on the sit bones. lengthening through the spine, and then reach forward with the hands interlace under the feet. And then either drop the head down first to protect the lower back, if your lower back's fine. Start to hinge from your hips and pull the feet in towards you. And you should start to feel some sensation now around the top of the legs. Particularly if you're doing a lot of walking, those hip flexors may be a little bit tight. And then it's up to you if you want to go a little bit lower, and just hold in the pose here. And just taking a few breaths. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So Baddha Konasana, butterfly. Obviously you know it's good for the hips at the moment. It is good for strengthening the knees, improving your flexibility. And it helps you to feel energized by helping to reduce your stress levels. So I've got a whole list of poses we could do here today. We won't get through them all, but I will pick a selection out along the way. And slowly start to bringing yourself up, bringing the legs back together. Drop the knees from side to side if that feels good. And then bringing yourself up into a low squat position, placing the hands on the blocks, and then dropping the heels down and coming all the way up into a forward fold. So letting the head hang heavy, keeping the knees soft. And then from here, bending through the knees, reaching for the sky, coming all the way to standing mountain pose, Tadasana, hands to hearts. And again, reaching for the sky, big inhale. Now bend the knees a lot. Taking the hands all the way down so the tummy and the chest rest on your thighs. Hands to the block, head hangs heavy. Press into the blocks, lengthen up through the spine, weight in the heels. And then exhale, bend the knees a lot. Dropping all the way down, tummy and chest to the thighs. Big inhale, sweep the arms all the way to the sky. And then exhale, hands to heart. One more time, big inhale, reach for the sky. And then exhale, bend the knees a lot. Going all the way down to the blocks. So inhale, lengthen through the spine. Now look forward here. Keep the knees soft, try not to lock the knees. And now really push up through your sit bones, but keep the weight in the heels. Now pull the shoulders back and down. And then on the exhale, bend the knees a lot. And push the weight into the balls of the feet. Let the head hang heavy. Now release the hands and just let them hang loose. So pushing the weight into the balls of your feet here. And just starting to let everything go. So keep pushing up through the sit bones here, even though the knees are bent. This way we get a good lengthening through the spine, and we start to stretch all the muscles from the glutes and through to the hamstrings without putting too much strain on your back. Just a couple more breaths. So Utkatasana forward fold, it's one of the best poses to do for stress relief, as well as increasing the flexibility in the hips, the hamstrings, the spine, which we've just mentioned. It also gives us a strong mind. It reduces stress. It makes us stronger as we move forward. So from here now, we're going to take a breath in. Start to lift up through the heart. Now start to drop the tailbone down towards the mat if you're coming into a low squat. And keeping the hands on the blocks. Now start to drop the heels down. Keep the hands on the blocks. Maybe walk the feet forward just a little bit. So we're here in that low squat. So tailbone down and your heart is higher than your hips. So, going into chair pose, so Utkatasana, and holding it here. Now if it gets too much with the arms up by the ears, you can take the arms wide, or hands to heart center. Now really rooting down through the big toes, keep that tailbone down. How are we feeling the fire in the legs? No? Oh, let's stay just a little bit longer then. Just close your eyes. Work with the breath. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, going back into that forward fold and just letting everything go again. If you prefer to keep your hands on the blocks, that is also fine. And just working with the breath. So inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. So this reduces stress, it tranquilizes the mind when we do chair pose, Utkatasana. So although it can feel quite a challenging pose, when we come back up into chair, the longer we can do it, the stronger we get. And then from here, inhale to prepare. Start to look forward. Exhale, drop the tailbone down towards the feet. And then keeping the hands on the blocks, coming back into chair pose. So your tailbone is down, and the hands can stay here. Heart is higher than the hips. Arms by the ears. How we engage in the core. Or hands to heart. Now close your eyes, root down through your big toes, making sure you can feel all four corners of your feet. And the legs starting to shake. If so, breathe. Close your eyes, let it go. When you feel ready, blink your eyes open. How are we all smiling? Oh no, not everybody's smiling today. I'm looking around. I know the ones who smile very quickly, and I know the ones that take a little bit of coaxing. I think we're about there now. So from here, really use the legs to push through the feet and push all the way up. Ooh, reach for the sky. And then exhale, hands to hearts. Give the legs a little shake. Are they feeling a bit shaky now? Okay, we're going to take the blocks and we're going to pull them over to the right side of your mat. So we're going to start off in a warrior one pose, but what we're going to do is the right foot place close to the right block. So rather than doing that heel instep alignment, we're going to protect the lower back and have a wider stance. And then tap the back leg back. So right leg in front, left leg behind. Now, if the toes are facing the long edge of the mat, your hips are not going to turn. So turn the toes more towards the top of the mat. Bend through the knee, so the knees are overshooting the toes. Now turn the hips around to the top of the mat. Reach the arms all the way up, warrior one. Big inhale, reach for the sky. Really root down through your back foot. We're going to reverse the warrior now. So left hand comes behind, palm up. Now I'd like you to straighten through the front leg this time. Now the hips are coming more towards the front, the long edge of your mat now, in that reverse warrior. And then reach the arm forward, keep the knees soft. You might want to bring it in a little bit now. And then we're going into triangle. So reach the arm forward, straighten through the foot leg without locking the knee. Going as far as you can, and if you need a block, place the block in front, and then really open, lifting the chest towards the sky. Keep the hand on the hip. Now this hip, rather than pull it back as if you're in two panes of glass, to protect the lower back and the SI joint, drop this top hip downwards, so it rolls down and so does the thigh. Once we're in position then, if you want to raise the arm and maybe even drop it by the ear or keep it back on the hip. So you can have your hand on your shin or a block. So keep that hip rolled down. Now really push through your front foot as if you're stepping on the gas. And then push through your back foot as if somebody stood behind you and you're trying to push their foot away. Feel the difference. Are we still breathing? Inhale to prepare. Exhale, bend through the front leg. And then turn the body round to the top of the mat. And make sure you've got one block either side. We're going to drop down now on to the left knee. So we're coming into low lunge and Anjaneyasana. And we're going to reach for the sky. Now the more you press down through that back foot, as if this back knee is lifted, the better the pose will be, the more balance you will have. Now lift up from the smooth, lift up. And then from here, arms out to shoulder height. Right arm over left, eagle arms, Garudasana. Give yourself a hug, stay here. Or to the back of the hands or palms together, full eagle. 3 breaths here. Inhale to prepare, exhale, release the hands. Grab hold of the blocks, straighten through the front leg now. Keeping the blocks where they are, we're not going to drop down to the thigh. And then from here, I want you to pull back into your right hip crease. So lift up your right sit bone and then drop the toes towards the block, towards the right and back. Now keep pulling back into that right hip crease. Can we feel this one? Oh yes. And back. And now we're going to point to flex the toes. So point to the mat and then flex. Keep pulling that right hip crease back and again. Oh yes, some good stretches today. Get rid of all the tightness and tension. Last one. And then from here, we're going to bend back into that low lunge. But we're coming round to the long edge of the mat, to the front of the room. Maybe taking the blocks with you, just in case. Prasarita now, wide forward fold. So toes slightly turned in. Make sure we're hinging from those hips. And then we go down either to the blocks. You can put your head on the blocks. You can go all the way through the legs, wherever you feel comfortable. And then even hold the feet or the heels at the back. So wherever you feel you need to go, pushing the weight into the balls of your feet. So it feels like you're slightly tipping forward. So again, we're feeling the stretch in the hamstrings through the lower back. So this pose helps to give you a calm mind, relieves anxiety and depression. Might not feel like it at the moment. Okay, so from here, you're going to come up halfway. Inhale to prepare, exhale, hands to the hips. And then inhale to prepare, exhale, coming all the way to standing. And slowly bringing the feet in. Now we're going to take the blocks to the opposite side, to the left side of the mat. So same sequence on the left side. So your left leg is going to go close to the left block. And your right leg is going to be more in the centre of the mat. So we've got that wider sense. Turn the toes in. Make sure the knees don't overshoot the ankles. Push it into the back foot. Reach for the sky. So your warrior one pose. Take a breath in. And then on the exhale, we're going into reverse warrior, but straight in through the front leg. Bring the hips more to the front. And then we're going into triangle pose. So again, maybe start with a little bent knee. Maybe just bring the foot back a little bit. And then from here, we are going to reach forward. So reach as far as you can. Start to straighten through that front leg, but don't lock the knee. And once again, if you need a block, rather than holding the shin, take the hand to a block, hand on the hip. And then from here, we're going to roll this top hip down to protect the back, the SI joint, to reset it. Rolling the thigh down, keeping the hand on the hip raising to the sky, or you teeter across by the ear. Once you're in position, keeping that back hip, that top hip rolled down, so really push for your front heel, like you're putting the foot on your accelerator, and really push through the back heel. Now open up and reach through the hands. Oh yes, now we can feel all the muscles working. So 2 more breaths. Really reaching up. And then inhales, prepare. Exhale, start to bring the arm down, bend through the front leg. Coming into your low lunge now and Janasana. Foot back in the centre between blocks. So left leg in front, right leg down, reach for the sky. So really lifting up and pushing up through the tummy. And then we're going to do Eagle Arms Garudasana. So this time left over right. Give yourself a hug. Or full eagle, back of the hands, or palms together. And then keep lifting up through that tummy. Oops. And breathing. And then inhales, prepare. Exhale, hands to the blocks. Straighten up through the front leg now, so we're on the heel. And as before, if you remember, we're pulling back through that left hip crease. And then lifting up through your left sit bone. And now we're going to drop the toes towards the block, tap the block, and back again. Keep that left hip crease back, that left sit bone high. Oh yes, it's a really good stretch. This feels good after the conditioning class yesterday. And now point and flex the toes, so point to the mat, and then flex the shins. Ooh, and again, I can feel it. No skiving now, I can see. And then from here, back into low lunge, bending through the front leg. Once again, coming all the way back to centre, finish that wide forward fold, press to reach up. So coming up, toes slightly turned in. And then once again, head to a block, head to the floor, hinging from the hips. Once again, you can keep the hands on the hips, hands between the legs. Taking the head all the way down. And again, just playing around and just working with the breath. So breath in through the nose, breath out through the nose. And again. Come on, let me hear those breaths. On your next set of breath, I'd like to take an exhale through the mouth, big sigh. So inhale through the nose, exhale, let me hear it. And then very slowly, just coming up halfway. You may need your blocks, you might need more blocks. You may not want to. We're going into Malasana now, downward pose. So walking the feet in. And start to drop the tailbone down. Ooh. And then lift up through the hands. Remember, if you haven't got enough blocks, or you just want to stay here, that's fine also. So tailbone down. Lots of clicking going on today. Hands to the heart, and really get those hips open. And close your eyes, relaxing the shoulders. And start to take a few breaths. And then release. So slowly bring the legs in. And then give the legs a shake if that feels good. from here we have a couple of options now. You can either go into bridge pose, which we're quite familiar with. So you can either use a block to engage in the thighs, squeeze the block, lift up through the hips. Tuck the shoulders under now, squeeze the block, holding it here, more restorative pose. And the long thin edge, just slightly above the tailbone, so it's not digging into your lower back. And you can just now have a few moments here. Remember you have the option to turn the block over onto its flatter side, shorter side, and maybe do your legs up. This is one of the best things for anxiety depression. So again, trying to keep the hips, knees and ankles in one line. I can't see myself, so I might not be there. And just relax here. Those who've got a little bit more, you could go into plough pose. Any neck problems, please avoid this one. So you can just roll back into shoulder stand first, so rolling back. So one shot up in shoulder stand. You can stay here, this inversion, or slowly drop the thighs towards the head. Now you may get to here and that may be enough, and that's fine. You don't have to touch the floor. You can just hang nice and loose here. If you want to go down a little bit deeper and then place the hands on the mat, you can do. Remember, always coming out of plough pose, knees to the nose, and slowly rolling through. So wherever you are in plough, bridge, legs up, just take a few breaths. So enjoy this time. So again, by doing eagle pose today, we've got rid of some of that tightness and tension around the shoulders. Forward fold, standing forward fold, seated forward fold. Good for fatigue as well as stress relief. So lots and lots of benefits in the practice today, and you can hold these poses anytime for as long as it feels good for you. So we missed anything? Ooh. So again, the triangle pose that we did, yes, another full body stress releaser. Good for the digestion too. And also good for sciatica and osteoporosis, triangle pose. So wherever you are now in legs up, bridge pose, shoulder stand, plough pose, start to slowly bring yourself out of pose and come to a seated position. You can face the top of the mat if you want. Now again, we have options here. So you can put a block underneath the back of the knees, so it brings the legs up higher. Now any niggles in the lower back, remember, we're rounding through the spine, dropping the head down first. If your lower back's fine, we're reaching all the way up, hinging from the hips, the pelvis, and then just taking it to where feels right for you. Don't worry if we don't go all the way down. We want to relax in this pose, not feel any tension or tightness. If you feel you need a deeper stretch, block beneath the feet and just hold it here. And remember, if you haven't got a block, you can always use a cushion or something else, or a rolled up towel. Whoops. So whatever feels right for you. So just holding it here. Working with the breath. Two more breaths. And then slowly bringing yourself out of pose. Turning yourself around. Now you can just go into normal Shavasana, but if you like to open up the heart and the hips a little bit more, again I'll give you an option. So we can place the soles of the feet together and drop them out and just stay here in Supta Baddha Konasana. For the heart opener, we want the block roughly, probably not the best way to get into it, I should have gone into bridge first. So roughly just below the bra strap, sorry. That's it. So the hips are down, and the soles of the feet are together, and you can feel the bottom of the block here, just below your bra strap. It feels a little bit uncomfortable, bring it a bit lower down. You can have another block underneath your head if it feels a long way off. And just hold it here. So if you're not wearing a bra, I apologise. And if it gets too much at any point, feel free to come out of this pose and just go into your normal Shavasana. So long deep breath in and long deep breath out. So maybe inhaling for 3, 2, 1, and then exhaling for 3, 2, 1. Some of you might remember when we did a Muladhara practice a few months ago now, which you quite enjoyed. So I'd like you to just think about, particularly in this current time, part of the Muladhara practice was to remember that I am safe, I am home, I am centered, I am grounded. So whatever's going on in your life, in the outside world, just remember those 4 things. I am safe, I am home, I am centered, I am grounded. And just allowing yourself as much time as you need now to relax. Namaste.